And she's always the best dressed person, which is great. I was looking around the room, and it's kind of like selecting a jury, and I'm looking for bow ties among the gentlemen here. And I saw none. So undaunted, I looked around among the ladies, and I found none. And then I realized, as a new grandfather, that I'm going to look for the youngsters here, very small youngsters, figuring that maybe a mother or father might have put a bow tie on something. And of course, not so. So I didn't do a very good job of picking the jury here today, and so forgive me. Let me welcome you and congratulate you and your families on your embarking on a wonderful career. And I say that from the standpoint of somebody who has been very pleased to be a lawyer for now, I dare say, 37 years. And I hope the practice of law is as enjoyable for you as it has been for me. You heard some very smart things from the president-elect of the Boston Bar Association. And I'm not going to say things that are any smarter. Interestingly, bar associations are very competitive these days, and we've had a collegial competitiveness between the Boston Bar Association, which is a venerable, very old bar association with which I've been involved for many years. But I'm here as a representative of the Massachusetts Bar Association, which is, I like to think, equally venerable, not quite as old as the Boston Bar Association, a bit larger than the Boston Bar Association. A slightly different perspective. But I want to say something first about this beautiful building that we're in history. And you heard a bit of it from Madam Clerk. We've got Daniel Webster here behind us. And we've got, in the back of the room, we've got a portrait of Rufus Chuck. If you travel about 35 miles north, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong with my GPS, but to Newburyport. Thank you very much. To Newburyport. And we have, you know, you're almost in New Hampshire. Not Maine, but New Hampshire. You're actually almost in Maine, too. It's kind of an interesting convergence. Anyway, you've got the oldest operating Superior Courthouse in the United States. It is a glorious, glorious building. And regardless of what you end up doing as lawyers, you owe it to yourselves as a matter of history to go up and see that courthouse. Because Rufus Choate and Daniel Webster tried cases in that courthouse more than 200 years ago. I've had the pleasure of trying cases in that courthouse, and maybe you at some point may have the pleasure of either arguing or trying cases there. But you owe it to yourselves to check it out. We have this glorious history and tradition in Massachusetts, second to none in the United States. And history and tradition are useful learning tools. The good lawyers, in my experience, have good lawyers, good history and good traditions. That devolves to, it ends up being kind of practical stuff. Let me suggest some practical stuff. Return phone calls, okay? Lawyers have a bad rap about not returning phone calls, so start out your career by returning phone calls. Be on time for appointments. Don't be like what I experience in some places where I'm sitting in a waiting room forever. Be early for court appearances. You were all early today for your first court appearance because this is an official. You're going to get sworn in. All right? Be early for them. Remember the Woody Allen maxim, which is more or less that 90% of success in life or something like that is just showing up. It actually works. I've kind of made a career out of showing up. It's not bad. On a more important note even than that, keep your promises. Whatever promises you make, however small they may be, keep them. The moral of that story is that we have little other than our reputations as lawyers. I don't care where you went to law school, I don't care how smart you are, the proof is in the pudding ultimately in terms of what you do with all of that. And that also relates to maintaining good relations with others, lawyers, judges, clerks, of course your clients, and even people that are jerks. It big brains and more experienced attorneys. I started doing that a long time ago. When I started out, I took advantage of that. I urge you to do that. Get involved in your community, wherever that may be, and think of community in the broadest sense. You're going to get the benefit of giving back to your community, and to pay rewards and dividends that you can't possibly imagine. I've been an active member of the Massachusetts Bar Association for more years than I can remember. It's been great fun, it's been highly educational, it's been personally and professionally rewarding. But the best part of it is the relations, the experiences, the contacts you make with other folks in the profession. Like the Boston Bar Association, Mass Bar Association has many services and benefits for its members. And just as the president-elect of the Boston Bar urged you to get involved with the Boston Bar Association, I urge you to do the same thing with the Mass Bar. Take advantage of those services and benefits. You got a flyer today. It's a social event. Those are nice. You just can go and have a drink and it's free. It's on August 19th. Go to it. Meet some people. It's a wonderful thing to do. Go to the website that's mentioned in the flyer in reference to the free services for admittees. Take advantage of that. The emphasis being on free. Get involved in your community. Get involved in bar associations in addition to your specific work as a lawyer. The legal profession has a very proud tradition of volunteer service in our society, and I urge all of you to be part of that tradition. So on behalf of the Massachusetts Bar Association, welcome to our profession. I wish you all the best